Rule 636, Start of game and time of game timeouts. A. The game shall start at the scheduled time with a face-off conducted at the center ice face-off spot. The maximum length of a game shall be three 20-minute periods with a 15-minute intermission, allowing for an ice resurface between each period. Each period shall start promptly at the end of the intermission with a face-off conducted at the center ice face-off spot. B. 3 minutes prior to the start of the game and each period, each team shall be notified so they can return to the ice in time to start the game promptly at the conclusion of the intermission. It is recommended that the intermission time be placed on the game clock in an effort to keep teams and spectators informed. Any team that has not returned to the ice without proper justification and is prepared to play at the conclusion of the intermission shall, after a warning by the official, be assessed a bench minor penalty for delay of game. C. Prior to the start of the game, each team is provided an opportunity to warm up, maximum of 20 minutes, on their half of the rink. The length of the warm-up time and decision to resurface the ice, 15-minute intermission, or begin the game immediately shall be agreed upon by both teams or determined by the proper authorities prior to the game. D. Each team shall defend the goal closest to its bench for the start of the game unless the benches are on the opposite side of the ice. Then the home team shall choose which end to defend. The teams shall switch ends for the start of each subsequent period. The home team shall enter the ice surface first, and if both teams are to leave the ice through a common exit, it is recommended that the team whose bench is closest to the exit shall leave the ice first. E. If, in the opinion of the officials, conditions are more favorable at one end of the rink, the officials may have the teams change ends at the midway point of the third period and during each overtime period, so each team has an equal opportunity to play with the advantage. This changing of ends should occur at the exact midpoint of the period. If any unusual delay occurs in the first or second periods, the officials may order the next regular intermission to be taken immediately. The remainder of the period will be completed upon the conclusion of the intermission with the teams defending the same goals. At the conclusion of that period, the teams will change ends and resume play for the next period without any delay. If, in the opinion of the officials, the playing conditions, such as ice conditions, broken boards, glass, or weather, become unsatisfactory during the course of the game may be suspended and the conditions reported to the proper authorities. F. Each team is permitted one timeout of 60 seconds duration during the game, whether in regulation play or overtime. For time curfew games, no timeouts shall be permitted. Timeouts must be requested during a stoppage of play prior to the conclusion of the line change procedure. If a team were to request to use their timeout during the same stoppage of play as their opponent, this request must be made prior to the conclusion of the first timeout. Either team may use a timeout for the purpose of warming up their goalkeeper. However, no more than 4 pucks per team shall be allowed for this purpose. Non-penalized skaters and goalkeepers may proceed to their respective players' bench during any timeout. Situation 1. Should the on-ice officials blow the whistle at the end of a period? Yes. Rule reference 636A. In the three official system, it is the responsibility of the linesman who is on the opposite side of the ice as the referee to skate into the attacking zone to the goal line to assist the referee. The other linesman watches the clock and blows the whistle the instant time expires. The horn may not always be in working order. In the two official system, the referee on the blue line shall be responsible for blowing the whistle the instant time expires. Situation 2. A team is late returning to the ice at the start of the second period. Should the referee assess a bench minor penalty for delay of game? Yes, provided the team was given ample warning to return to the ice. Rule reference 636B. When the intermission clock is running, it is the responsibility of the team to ensure that they keep track of the time and return to the ice prior to the end of the intermission. As long as the team is heading in the direction of the ice when the intermission ends, no penalty shall be assessed. However, if the horn sounds to end the intermission and an official has to go to the dressing room to notify the team, a bench minor penalty is warranted. At younger levels of play, where no intermission clock is used, no penalty should be assessed, provided the team makes a reasonable effort to return to the ice in a timely manner. Situation 3. Under what circumstances may a referee terminate a game prematurely? The only acceptable reason for an official to suspend a game, other than refusing to start play or the lack of responsible adult supervision for the bench is if playing conditions that are outside of the control of the participants have become unsatisfactory. Rule reference 636E. Examples of conditions beyond the control of all game participants would include a portion of the ice melts, significant lighting failure, dark or long shadows, glass falls out or shatters and can't be replaced, a gate falls off or cannot be locked in place, time clock failure and no alternative timing means. Weather conditions, outdoor facility only. The improper behavior of players, coaches, and/or spectators is not a viable reason to suspend a game, and the on-ice officials do not have the authority to do so. In every instance when a game is suspended, a written report should be submitted to the proper authorities. Situation 4. If the goalkeeper is injured within the last minute of play in a period, is it necessary for the substitute goalkeeper to replace them immediately, or can play be carried over to the next period? The injured goalkeeper must be replaced immediately. Rule references 636E and 206B. This occurrence is not normally considered to be an unusual delay. However, in the case where a skater or goalkeeper can't be moved due to the seriousness of their injury, the referee has the option of considering this to be an unusual delay and taking the intermission opinion at that point. Situation 5 may team use its timeout prior to the opening faceoff? Yes. Rule reference 636F. Once the referee has blown the whistle to end the warm-up or to summon the teams for the opening faceoff, any team may use its timeout. Situation 6. May a team use its timeout before or during regulation play or any time during overtime? Yes. Rule reference 636F. The official playing rules do not restrict when a team may use its timeout, provided that the timeout is taken during a stoppage of play. Situation 7. May a team use its timeout to warm up a goalkeeper? Yes. Rule reference 636F. The timeout may be used for warming up the goalkeeper or for any other purpose. The on-ice officials must make sure that the warm-up does not last any longer than the allotted 1 minute and that a maximum of 4 pucks are on the ice. It is also their responsibility to make sure that all pucks are retrieved from the ice prior to resuming play and that the net and goal are checked for pucks. Situation 8. During a stoppage of play, Team A uses its timeout. May Team B warm up its goalkeeper during the Team A timeout? Yes. Rule reference 636FA. During a timeout, each team may warm up a goalkeeper within the prescribed warm-up area and with a maximum of 4 pucks. Situation 9. May a penalized player leave the penalty bench during a timeout? No. Rule references 636F and 629B. All penalized players must remain on the penalty bench during a timeout. Situation 10. Team A takes its timeout during a stoppage of play. After the timeout has expired and before play resumes, Team B requests to have its timeout during the same stoppage. Should the referee allow the second timeout to take place? No. Rule reference 636FA. Each team is allowed to take 1 timeout during any stoppage of play, but if Team B wishes to take its timeout, it must be requested before the expiration of the Team A timeout. Situation 11. Both teams line up for a face-off late in the game. Just prior to the conducting of the face-off, Team A requests a timeout. Is the referee obligated to allow this timeout to take place? No. Rule reference 636F. Once the lineup procedure has been completed, both teams had an opportunity to change players. The referee may not allow any request for a timeout.